America's original sin is not slavery, but slavery still exists and is constitutionally legal in all 50 states and in the 17 U.S. territories as written in the exception clause of the 13th Amendment. No, America's original sin is not slavery. It was and still is willful ignorance. Willful ignorance is the inherent ability to ignore, deny, and evade the truth in order to get, take, and keep what you want as you stomp on the rights of others and disregard or downplay the existence of others. I could go on and on listing the evidence of this country's willful ignorance, starting with the false claims that America was established as a Christian nation or founded on Christian values. Manifest destiny and racial supremacy, which are all a part of the mindset that still exists today in the form of Christian nationalism. But let's not forget to add to the short list a false claim that all men and women, for that matter, were created equal as it pertains to our God-given rights as citizens of this country. But nevertheless, what I want you to know is that I am a Christian who loves God with all my heart, soul, mind, and body, who is proud to be an American and agrees that this is the greatest nation that the world has ever known. But as a Christian first, I have a problem with this presidential election. Why? Because honestly, I really don't want to vote for either candidate or either side. Now, I know I've been and will continue to make videos that are against the coming dictatorship. And I say coming because I don't believe it's going to happen in this cycle. There's just too much lawlessness, and they are just too brazen about it for most Americans today. So I stand by my declaration, and I believe that I speak for most Americans when I say, we don't want no dictator. But I also know that if not this cycle, we will probably see a dictator be elected to this country within the next 2 or 3 cycles. On the other hand, our current president is too old, and I believe he knows that, but whether he will admit it and let the VP or someone else step up is not looking good, and there's not much time left before the election. Add to that, the lawlessness is just as open and apparent on this side of the political spectrum as it is on the other. Now again, as a Christian first, amongst other things, I do not agree with abortion or it being a form of contraception. But I also do not agree that a victim of rape or incest should be forced to carry that pregnancy to the full term, and if there's a medical emergency, a woman should not have to almost die to get the treatment she needs, even if it is an abortion, to survive and to keep her chances of getting pregnant again viable. But the truth is, just because you use the word terminate doesn't mean you didn't kill, particularly if you think your pregnancy was an inconvenience or was unwanted. As a woman, it is your choice, but choices have consequences. That means all of us, both men and women, have to face the consequences of our choices when we bow before Jesus, our righteous judge. Now, what we all have to understand about lawlessness is this: it's not just breaking the law. It's also removing it or taking it out of the way so you can't be held accountable for your actions, and rewriting the law to punish those who disagree with it. And no matter who's saying what, that's what both sides are going to do if they get elected. However, the violence and the violent rhetoric has been primarily coming from one side. Kevin Roberts, the president of the Heritage Foundation, who are one of the main sponsors of Project 2025, just said that we are in the process of revolution and it will remain bloodless if the left allows us. That means he just threatened another January 6th with guns and rifles that they are ready, willing, and able to use, just like the first revolution. Now, all this trash talk and criminality is nothing new. All the political and religious talking heads on the right have been spewing these hate-filled words that persuade their followers to act violently since Ruby Ridge. And truthfully, it has been going on way before that tragedy. Now, there's a whole lot of trash talk and lawlessness on the left as well, but nowhere near as much. And all of it needs to stop. Listen, the United States has been on a collision course with the fate of losing our democracy for a while now, and no one seems to care. But I do, and I know that there are millions of Americans who feel the same way. That's why I'm posting this video. We all see what's coming. The question is, can we come together and stop it before it's too late?